your own control. Politicians and celebrities make deals behind closed doors, promises broken, and their income soars. Hidden agendas run the grand parade. In the circus, choose to masquerade. Believe me, I wouldn't lie. I've been given money, power, and fame to keep you in line.
Welcome, everyone. Today, we are going to be talking about attractive hobbies for men and women, and which hobbies we have that might be a little bit less appealing to the opposite sex, and which hobbies are appealing to the sex we want to attract, which if you're here, it's the opposite sex, because I don't know about anything else. All right. Let's see. No, I haven't. Send me a link. I kind of know who she is. Not really, but I guess we can look at it after if you want. Alrighty, so let's get into it. We're going to be talking about attractive hobbies and not attractive hobbies. So let's start. Okay, on Discord. So let's start with attractive hobbies. All right. Hobbies men and women find attractive. All right, so let's talk about how we compiled this list. So this is based on surveys and data from like dating sites, psychology, and different surveys I've gone. So this is like a compile of different data and a little bit of inference based on the data, okay? So this is just a good list to get you started, but of course there's a little more. And I would say this is true without even looking at the list. I mean, I think we know this is true too. I would throw that. I think for guys, this is, you know what? I think that might be a good one for both. We'll get into it. We'll see. Let's see. All right. Hobbies. This is for women. These are hobbies that men like in women, right? So hobbies that showcase creativity, photography, girls who are like artistic, blah, blah. I did not come up with this. I know a lot of you guys are probably thinking Instagram skank. Why would I want someone who's liking photography? I don't think people really thought through these lists. I think it's just like creative stuff in general. I think they're talking about just like I take pictures of flowers and butterflies and people's weddings and I don't know. I don't think they're talking about feet pictures and stuff like that. So, all right. So just photography. The next one for girls and creativity would be painting and drawing. So it showcases things like your imagination, and it's a good creative outlet, right? And you do have to have some sort of talent to be able to draw. So that's pretty good. The next one for girls is guys like writing. So poetry, fiction, they like the storytelling, emotional expression of it. And, you know, it's an attractive quality. Yeah. All right. Then the next one for creativity is dancing. I don't think it means this type of dancing. I think it's just like, you know, maybe they know how to like, I don't know, salsa dance or jazz dance or ballet or dance, like nice dance, right? All right. So, but also like belly dancers, I always get the dudes. Like I used to belly dance when I was very young, and guys like that. They're like, that's really cool. Thank you for the feedback. I appreciate you. I did not come up with this. I am just relaying it to you. All right. The next one is DIY crafts, pottery, jewelry making, hands-on type of stuff that you can like share or sell or, you know, whatever the results on like Etsy or something like that. Guys like are like, oh, that's a cute little hobby that she has and she can make some spare change on the internet, whatever, like make soaps, make skincare, like making little crafts. People are like, that's a cute hobby. I like that for a girl. All right. So I'm not saying whether or not I agree with any of these. I'm just saying this is what you guys put in the surveys. That's on you. All right. Then they like intelligence showcasing hobbies, right? So reading books, Surveys really seem to like girls who read books. I guess this is a really rare hobby or a rare trait. Reading apparently is rare. Okay. All right. So, I mean, do you guys know any chicks that read, like book girls? Book girls are very weird, but they're also very creative and imaginative. And they don't really go out much because they have a lot of fun reading. All right. All right. Chess, strategic thinking, problem solving. It's very niche, but when a guy finds a girl who's good at chess, he really likes it. There is this guy, a friend of mine, and a girlfriend of mine, and we were like hanging out like a big group of people. And I remember like he like challenges everyone, like, oh, play chess with me. And this girl like beat him. And he was actually like, this is really attractive. Like, I love this. I like to spar with someone intelligent, you know? So he started dating her because she like beat his ass in chess all the time. And, you know, that worked for them for a couple years at least. I don't know what else happened. The next one is learning languages. So girls that have a lot of different languages, it shows, you know, better cognitive abilities. It's very practical. They can talk more. They can move around in the world better. It's easier for them to get jobs. They can just teach languages, stuff like that. The next one that guys like for girls is puzzles, crossword puzzles, Sudoku. I don't understand why a guy would like puzzles for a girl. Puzzle seems really boring, but I guess guys like puzzles when they're surveyed. And okay, I'm not here to judge. I'm just here to say what the data has said thus far. So guys like when girls do puzzles. All right. This is a compilation, as I said in the beginning, of actual data from dating sites, from psychology, from surveys that they have done on hobbies specifically. So this is research based. Unfortunately, these are the things. I don't like puzzles. I think whatever. All right. So anyways, debating. So this is why verbal sparring shows wit and reasoning, and it's appealing as long as you don't stay overly combative with each other, right? If you like direct that to the outward world or your enemies, you know, like people like this is why Andrew Wilson and Rachel Wilson always have like a really good sexual tension, because they love debating and sparring. So they really like harness that energy. This is like foreplay for them, debating. They do not attack each other, but they like debating other people. And then it's probably like, you know, just like, oh, baby, I saw you kick his ass, blah, 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 blah. And she's like, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. And, you know, that's what they get off to. Yes. Anyways, okay. Moving on from intellectual things. Physical skills, hobbies for girls that guys like. Exercise, gym, yoga. So they like muscle mommies, and they like those yoga. I don't know, whatever. This is not, again, I didn't come up with this. It shows vitality, discipline, and it's, of course, admired for the obvious, health and aesthetics. And then again, dancing, because it's still a physical hobby. So it goes here too. Athletic dancing styles like salsa or maybe like ballroom dancing, really crazy stuff. Guys like that. Stamina, physicals, and a social win. So if you have a girl that can dance and you can dance with her and she's really hot because she's fit, because she dances, it's going to make your social status better. Okay. The next one is running marathons, endurance, grit, physical commitment. Guys like that. It's like, oh, she's going to run. She's going to be doing stuff. She's going to stay fit forever, fit and healthy forever. That's a good win. All right. Rock climbing. I don't know why, but a lot of guys surveyed seem to like rock climbing for girls. I know that my husband's sister and used to make him go rock climbing with her because she couldn't find anyone. But the other guys found it very attractive and constantly be hitting on her. It's like, oh, she can rock climb. I think it's a little, I don't know if that's something I would like if I were a dude, but I'm not a dude. And this is what the dude said. So rock climbing for girls apparently is a win. Yeah, and martial arts. She was also in martial arts and all the dudes liked her. I think they just liked her because she was a 10 and she could literally just breathe in a corner and they would like her, but it is what it is. All right. Yeah, martial arts, power control, whatever. The martial arts girlies seem to get guys. It is what it is. And have you ever seen like there's these girls doing like all those tricks online or like nunchucks or like using swords or whatever? Yes, and they have nice rear ends, you know, because they're working out. It's just working out and like, oh, she can do stuff, and it makes the other guys like jealous. Like, look what I got. I don't know. If that's what guys like. Look, we're just reporting on the surveys and statistics. Yes. Yes. And I believe the girls I know that did martial arts did have cake. Yes. And I believe this, but apparently a lot of guys believe that. So the majority, that's what it is. Okay. The next one is social competence hobbies, right? Cooking for others. So it's very nurturing, communal. So it's like a skill that people consider warm, right? So it's like inviting, like hospitality. People like people who are hospitable and would like feed them and make them feel cozy and stuff like that. So someone who can cook, but usually cooking for others. Cooking for yourself doesn't really qualify as a hobby. You have to be cooking for others, right? That's the stipulation. And the next one, now I, again, did not write this list. This is what the majority of dudes said. All right. Traveling. Yes, this is something that the dudes said. They like a chick who travels. Storytelling. They like social, whatever. Like they can tell a lot of stories of their travels. They can talk with guys about their travels, and a lot of guys who travel, like girls who travel, they like that. And of course, yes. See, this is what I think of when I think of girls who travel, but apparently the majority of men still prefer women who travel. Again, no, this was surveyed by men, okay? It is what it is. Okay. Volunteering, it shows empathy and group involvement, and it's a flex of having a good character. Because a lot of people are like, I'm so wonderful, but they're very narcissistic. This shows it's a clear sign that you're not narcissistic if you actually volunteer, because you'll hear a lot of people claim to be very kind, but they have never volunteered in their entire lives. Maybe once, and they keep talking about it, and they had to do it for school or something. All right, hosting events. So party planning, hosting game nights. That shows that you have a lot of friend groups, a lot of support, and like guys like that. Like you have your own friends. That's cool. Me too. We can have a bit bigger, better friend group, right? Team sports. So soccer and volleyball seem to be like the two top ones for girls only. And teamwork, camaraderie, they like that, right? Now, I don't think basketball is on the list, but like just basically soccer and volleyball seem to be pretty good. And maybe gymnastics, depending. All right. These are less appealing female hobbies according to the guys in the research and the surveys. And these are not appealing, mostly because they're very niche, they're antisocial, and they lack practical skills. So practical application, it doesn't really apply to anyone. Okay. So things that guys generally don't like: excessive video gaming. This is solo video gaming. Hours alone can signal withdrawal, especially if it's not competitive or social. So I do this, so it's not a hot thing. I play The Sims. So there you go. All right. Collecting dolls and figurines. It's very niche, and it's seen as childish, impractical. It's a little mental health signal, right? And then you have obsessive social media use, endless scrolling, or selfie posting. That's narcissism or low self-esteem, right? Hints at vanity or disengagement from the real world. So that's a big one. All right. Extreme couponing apparently made the list. Extreme coupon. Who are these women that extreme coupon? Okay. Hyper-focus, solidarity lacks broader appeal or utility. I mean, it does have utility. Extreme couponing does have, but it's a mental illness. Let's be real. All right, fan fiction writing. So men like women who write, but when it comes to fan fiction writing, that's a hard pass, apparently. It's deeply niched and introverted, and it can feel detached from reality. I think it's more like when they write those spicy fan fiction novels. You know, a lot of women like to write those. That's probably what they're talking about, but they just couldn't come out and say it. All right. The next one is weird, but all right. Taxidermy. Men do not want women who do taxidermy. It's quirky and isolating, and it's very unnerving rather than intriguing. I agree. If someone's like, I taxidermy, I'm probably running away, no matter what their gender is. All right. This is another thing. Online arguing and trolling. This is what I do. This is my hobby, right? It is very antisocial and combative. It drains rather than builds connection. So guys do not like women who do that. So it's an L for me. All right. Hoarding, odd items, impractical, off-putting, suggests chaos over competence. Nobody wants a hoarder. Hoarding is a huge red flag for everyone. Competitive eating, rare and odd. It lacks finesse or relatable skills. People don't like competitive eaters. All right. I mean, if anyone tells me they're a competitive eater, I probably don't want to hang out with them. I just don't see any, how do you say, reason to hang out with them. I don't know. All right. Okay. Memorizing trivia. Okay. So, like, trivia games, solo trivia games, especially, intellect without application. It's pointless because it's antisocial. It's one thing to go to trivia night with your friends and a group of people and to do it publicly so you can socialize and meet people. It's another thing to just like trivia by yourself. So, that's a no-go for girls. There is a photo right here of a woman playing video games. There you go. God. All right, let's move on. So, the top male hobbies that women find attractive. All right. So, here we go again. Hobbies that showcase creativity, playing a musical instrument, mainly guitar, piano, or drums. So, your violin ain't going to get you bitches. All right, cooking, creative dishes. Women like a little creative flair. They don't just like making grilled cheese. You better make something because they like to, because it shows self-sufficiency and a kitchen artist, like a fancy chef. That's going to be a winner. Like, that's a good one. I don't think saxophone is going to win. Maybe in the olden days, like if you're jacked and you play saxophone, it's always going to win, right? But like a standalone saxophone, probably not. Thank you. All right. The next one is photography, artistic vision. It's cited as cool and expressive. So chicks like this. I think the real reason why chicks like guys who do photography is because women constantly complain about their boyfriends or husbands not knowing how to take photos of them and giving them ugly photos. And also women nowadays are highly narcissistic because of social media. So if a guy can take a good picture of them, that it would actually make her female friends who also are narcissistic on the internet jealous. So if you have a guy who can take pictures that make you look really good all the time, you don't have to hire a photographer, you don't have to do that. You can just post good looking photos of yourself. It's going to make your female friends jealous, and that gives you social credit. There you go. Also, do you know that taking ugly photos of your spouse or your significant other is a sign that you're a narcissist? If you take ugly photos and post them of them, that's just something to like keep in mind. Unrelated. Woodworking. So girls like guys who do woodworking, crafting furniture, anything with your hands, making stuff. Rugged type of hobbies. So I had no idea, but I am very much attracted to my husband when he builds stuff for me or fixes stuff with wood and stuff like that. It's super hot. Sexy. All right, the next one is writing, specifically songs and stories. Because women love people, humans. It's a human thing to love people who are really good at storytelling. Lyrics that reflects depth and imagination, but have to be romantic. If you're writing about banging random hoes, you're going to attract random hoes. You're not going to attract decent women. So most women do not like those types. They like romantic love songs that they can picture themselves with you and you're singing that to them. That's what they want. Okay. Intellectual hobbies. Again, reading nonfiction. You better not be reading no fantasy novels if you're a dude. And history. Now, this is a big one for me. If you know history as a guy, what a freaking amazing turn on. A guy who knows history is a win always. Always. Anyways, chess, because everybody likes someone who's strategic. And it's one of those hobbies and skills that's always admired wherever you go. Coding, programming, I think this is going to die out soon because now we don't need it. But before, it was so hard to find a good coder or programmer that it was just like something that people just found really sexy, especially in the tech world. So the girls in the tech world are like, I have an idea. I can't find anyone smart enough to code and program this stupid thing for me. And the tech chicks would like that. Thank you. All right, the next one is learning languages. Again, everybody likes someone who knows multiple languages. It is a flex and it's good for travel. And you can always have that skill to teach, to fall back on. And this one, I had no idea, but this came up. So women actually like men who are into astronomy, not astrology. That's different. Astronomy. So like, where are the stars and the cosmos and like all that stuff? It's confusing to women and it's fantastical. So they're just mesmerized because they're like, wow, really? I don't know. I am not. Thank you. Every Saturday. All right. Oh my gosh. Okay. So the next hobbies that girls like and guys, physical hobbies. Fitness, specifically gym and weightlifting. You see how it's different for men and women? Strength and discipline. And they just like the physique that comes with it. The next one is martial arts. It shows skill, power, control, and it's both hot and a sign that you can be a good protector. Then we have rock climbing because you're athletic, adventurous, you have a lot of grit and capabilities. So someone who can rock climb on like a real mountain. I'm not talking about indoor rock climbing with a harness and you're fine. No, I'm talking about like you go out there on the side of a mountain and you can just fall. Now, that is considered like if someone can handle that stuff, you probably have more grit in this world. So you can handle all of life's horrible things. Okay. Surfing and skateboarding are also considered very cool, laid back type of persona would have that type of skill. Surfing, I like because you get the physical. Skateboarding, maybe if you're 13 as a girl, but apparently it was enough that girls put it in there. So the next one is hiking and backpacking. It shows endurance, that you like being in nature, you're rugged, you can do hard things, you could be uncomfortable, you can persevere in the world. Most guys hardly leave their house. So if you can go out there and backpack and hike for a long time, probably going to be good. All right. Social competence hobbies. Thank you. All right. Cooking for others as another skill that women like in men. So guys who can like cook for women are going to like it. The next one is team sports, but only specifically, very specifically, women only like basketball, soccer. I guess that's it. Whatever. Because it shows that they have friends, they work together well in a group, and they're athletic. So there you go. Football isn't here because I think women think you're just going to get brain damage and then be useless to them. But soccer surprisingly can cause that in women, but men don't care about that. I don't think baseball would be up there. I mean, it was not on the list, so I would say no. I do not find someone who plays baseball appealing. Thank you. Anyways, the next one is public speaking or comedy. So if you're like a politician type public speaker, an influential public speaker, or what are those like a motivational speaker, People who can speak well do well always with women. No, it doesn't matter what your niche is, what you're talking about, because anytime you can go into a room, be in front of the crowd and speak eloquently and command attention, women around will fall on their faces for you. And then, of course, comedy. If you are funny, if a girl can take you out with her friends and everybody is staring at you and laughing at all your jokes earnestly, if the guys are laughing, the girls are laughing, if you make going out fun because of your winning personality and your jokes that just always land, boom, you're going to have no problems with chicks. Charisma. It's Riz. It's basically Riz. And then traveling, because you can have a lot of stories from different places and share about like the culture. Oh, I went to here and I went to there. Now, be careful, because sometimes it can get a little annoying if you're a little stuck up about it. But if you're like honestly sharing cool stories, chicks like that. Volunteering, I've never seen a guy who volunteers in the modern era, but if you can, it shows you're a rare gem that actually cares about people other than themselves. Very, very hard to find these people. If someone puts volunteering, any sort of community involvement, like Boys and Girls Club, something like that, like chicks are like, oh my gosh, he's actually a good person. What is this? But y'all are probably not going to do that, but it's there for you. Less appealing male hobbies. They are, again, just like females, they're very niche, they're antisocial, and they lack any practical skills or application to the real world. Excessive solo video gaming, excessive solo play screams isolation and is the highest turnoff of all for women. There is no niche group of women who are like, oh, no. Unless you're like the top 1% gamer that's making tons of money, maybe. And even if, I don't know. Collecting action figures. Now, I have had friends that they separated because of the action figures, plus hoarding became extreme and obsessive, where it took over their entire home with these stupid action figures that he was going to sell for more money. Chicks don't like this. It's very childish. It's impractical. There's a million ways to make money that don't involve destroying your house. Just to, yes, this is weird too. Okay. No. Why can't men be happy with anything that women do? We just went over like things that make men unhappy. We're doing the same things. Anyways. All right. Online trolling and arguing. I guess nobody likes trolls and people who argue online, because you're aggressive without purpose. You're wasting your life. You're draining your energy on social media. That's probably 90% freaking bots. Let's be honest. I do understand that. It is. No, I am a troll. So I'm with you, but we are not attractive. And it's okay. It's okay. You don't have to like everybody. All right. Magic. Magic the Gathering. Oh, not Magic like, I don't know, the performers of Magic the Gathering, because apparently that was so high on the list for females that they actually had to make that like its own category. Magic the Gathering. Everyone that I know that got obsessed with Magic the Gathering, they became morbidly obese, full of acne, incredibly unhealthy, developed like a neck hump and forward head posture, and just completely destroyed their lives. So please do not get into that. It's crazy. Aggression. It's deeply niche and is very detached from the real world. The next one is a model train. So who mentioned model trains? Somebody did. I saw it. Anyways, model trains, like the Sheldon Cooper thing, it's hyper focused. It's very solitary. There's no utility unless you work in trains somehow. It's a little weird. The next one is Warhammer. I don't know what that is. Warhammer and printing miniatures. I think it's a game that you can like print, like probably 3D print miniature little characters for the game. So intense detail work, incredibly introverted, niche, overload. It's like so niche. Okay. There is, okay, I can remember someone, I think they were into Warhammer or Magic the Gathering, something like that, but they would print out these little action figures and delicately paint these little trashy plastic action figures for hours and hours and hours and hours, right? And I remember like it's like a friend of a friend's two kids. So we're kind of like stuck at the house. My husband is doing like a treatment on someone in the family, and we're just sitting there at the dining table. And the two older sons, who are like in their 30s, they're not children, go to my kid, my daughter, and it's like, oh, do you want to see our like action figures and stuff like that? And she didn't even say yes. And they went and they grabbed them, and they brought out thousands of these little miniatures that they had 3D printed and painted for like one of these weird games. And they were talking about them, and they were showing her them, and they were explaining how the game works. They brought out the game, and and the entire time she kept kicking me under the table. We were stuck there, so we weren't going to do anything. And after we left, she starts yelling at my husband and I. And she's like, I was signaling that I didn't feel safe around these people. How could you let me be around these people? It was so crazy. So chicks really don't like it. Be careful with it. It is okay. You are cringe too. All right. Anyways, so the next one is memorizing sports stats. This one makes me wanna vomit in my mouth. Okay, look. I know you guys get obsessed with different random things. Sure, me too. But stuff like this doesn't matter. What so-and-so scored in 1942 doesn't freaking matter. None of this matters. So if you fill your head with useless stuff, it's very trivial and it's very antisocial. So nobody's going to find it attractive except for other people with the same mental illness. And then you guys can find each other and talk about it. And then you can blame your wives for not liking you guys. But it's just natural to not like something that is so antisocial. Okay, I don't know what this is, but apparently this made the list. So I will read it to you guys. Chainmail crafting, is this a thing? Do you guys really do this? Is this something like you guys reenact wars or something? Is anybody doing this still? But apparently this is a craft that some guys do. I guess I guess this is so bad that girls had to mention this. All right, it's oddly specific, impractical, it's impractical, very quirky, not very useful, it's embarrassing. So there's that. This is real surveys. This real women put this in. These are women complaining. All right. So anyways, the next one is bug collecting. It's creepy, solitary, and very hard to relate to. And I mean, I kind of like bugs. I kind of like them. Like I would like artistically, like have a little glass with some cool colorful bugs up in your study because I think it's cool to look at. Now, I'm not going to sit there and be like, "Oh, this bug did blah 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 blah," unless I am like a scientist that works with bugs. If you're a scientist that works with it, I think it's totally fine because it is practical. It is useful. It is something you are doing for a living. So, that's totally fine. Anyways, I don't know about this one. It was not on the list. I don't know. I think it's just general women. So it encompasses both sides of the aisle. Okay. So historic reenactments. Yes, I heard about this. I sent this to Damon. Oh, Damon messaged me. Need you to play this on the stream. All right. Here, let me show you guys this. Hold on. Let me save it. Oh, not a video. Dang. All right, let me take that down. So this is what you need now if you're going to go out in the streets of London. So yes, I think now if you can make chainmail, I think now you actually have a utility, and chicks, especially chicks in London, will be very happy if you can make them like a really cute chainmail undergarment so that they don't get stabbed on their way to work. I think we can bring this one around. I think chainmail crafting can come back as a good hobby. So, sometimes hobbies that were like trashy come back as classy and useful. So I think this is going to come back, and we're going to go back to chainmail. So look out for that, guys. All right. Did anyone want to send me something? Okay. Here, let me save this image. All right. Okay, this is all right. All right, this is apparently some chick, and that is before and after her plastic surgery. I think this is more before and after dental work and makeup. And she got her eyebrows done because she has no eyebrows in the first photo at all. I think this is teeth. Maybe she got her nose done. I don't know if it's bigger. It's the same shape. Yeah, I think that's her name. So I don't know. What do you guys want me to comment about this? Yes, she got something done. I think a big thing is the freaking eyebrows. She had no eyebrows. Like, you can't just run around without eyebrows and look good. People are gonna, like, there's gonna be something off. You need eyebrows. Well, I don't know. Anyways, so look, you guys always complain about chicks getting older, and then you complain about chicks getting plastic surgery, and then everything is like a complaint. All the guys complain, all the girls complain, everybody's complaining, everybody's angry. Like, what are you guys going to do? Like, what do you want? At a certain point, you have to realize everybody is trash. Just pick the nicest piece of trash you can find and make them your trash. Anyways, that's all for today because I don't got anything else for you. All right. Anyways, have a great rest of your day, everyone. Thank you for hanging out. What the heck are you talking about? I did not say that. Look, it's fun to complain. So you guys like complaining. The women's like complaining. Everybody loves complaining. But just remember, everybody is trash. The end. Bye.
Television screen.